What's up, everybody?
What's up, everybody?
Hey guys, welcome
Y'all
to the
swapped.
FlyZone Drone Show. What's up, my peeps?
How you
What's
doing?
up, Serge?
What's going
What's
on? You
up?
guys did the flying lately today? Did you do any flying?
I didn't. I did breaking of software, but I didn't buy. I didn't fly anything.
I did.
What
I
about
flew
you,
the
Johnny?
Nano Plus.
Yeah, I saw the video.
Yeah.
Is that the one at the uh cemetery?
Yeah, I shot some there, and then yeah.
Dude,
It
that
looked good,
camera
man.
is awesome on that bird.
I love that camera.
That camera, I like that camera. I like that camera on that Altel Nano, man.
Hey, so far so good.
Wow.
The
Yeah,
colors
So,
are pretty
anyways,
good.
guys, let's see what's in the chat. Johnny, go ahead.
Yeah, let's see. I think Jody was in first. He was in here very early. Welcome in, Jody. Max Air, Tammy Jean Robinson is in here. Third Eye View. Have Drone Will Fly. Who else we got? Of course, Maddie's in here. Troy is in here. Big Water. Captain Ray Kelly, Mike Rennick, Dave, Arizona Drone, Flyby Guy, Steven. Hey, Steven. Steven's still in quarantine. Let's see. Who else we got? Matt Bagwell, Charles Galinsky. I said Tammy. And TJ is in the house. Little Matt is in the house.
Fruitcake.
Little Matt.
Little Matt. Captain Ray Kelly. Chris Waters is in. Place it here. Ken is listening. Ken, I guess Ken, I don't know. Ken made it all the way to Colorado, but I know he's
Yeah,
on
Ken's
the
on the
road.
road, right?
Yeah,
he's on
Mike
the road.
Kenny, welcome in. Dustin,
Mikey, good to see you tonight.
Yeah, got a great crowd in here.
Mika
Awesome.
Steve's in here. Whoa,
Mika
where you
Steve.
been? Where you been, buddy?
And Marcus
Hi,
is in the
hi.
house.
Marcos and
Marcus.
Marcus.
Eddie Nunez.
Eddie,
What's up,
good old
Eddie?
Eddie.
Dude, I should have bought
Dude,
smaller headphones.
Eddie
Did I
Nunez.
miss Eddie? I didn't see Eddie.
He just came in.
Yeah, he just sent it.
Oh,
Yeah.
I see it. Okay,
Eddie-
yeah.
Eddie Nunez.
A second later. Hey, Eddie.
Eddie Nunez is killing it on Dovo's show, bro. He's a good co-host.
Mr. Lips.
Doing good. He's doing good.
Props off.
Mwah.
Props
Props
off.
off is in the house.
Hey, what's up, props off?
Hola.
Great
So-
crowd. Great
Jody.
crowd on a Friday night.
Yeah.
Yep, Friday night is the last day of the week, and well, we got 7 days out of the week, but you know what I mean. But yeah, we have a lot to talk about tonight, guys. It's a Friday night live stream. We're going to be talking about the Altel, the Evo Nano, and the Lite series, and we're going to be talking about what everyone's been experiencing on those drones lately since they've been in people's hands. So we'll be talking about that, and we'll be talking about what's Hdzero by DVMath. They'll be releasing a new FPV goggles. It's digital, 1080p with 2000 nits. We'll be talking a little bit about that too. When it's going to be coming, we don't know, but we'll discuss that, and we'll see if anybody else knows in the chats what's going on with that.
Yeah, absolutely, Mike. When I saw that video about the Hdzero, man, I was like, wow,
Yeah.
I can't wait to come out. It's a 1080p, man. I'm like, wow, it's gonna be better than the Fat Sharks one we have now.
Yeah.
So
So we have a good friend that has arrived. We have Chris from QC Guy. He's popped in. He's looking at me. He's ready to pop in. Let's roll him in the show.
Stop looking at me, Swan.
Chris.
Chris,
Fellers.
what's up, Chris?
Fellers.
How you doing, Michael?
I'm doing good, buddy.
We're doing good.
Sergio, Maddie, and Johnny, how you guys doing?
Everybody's
Uncle
good. Everybody's
Chris,
good
Uncle
tonight.
Chris.
Well, good. Well, good.
Adrian Mateo, welcome in.
Adrian, what's up, buddy?
Got a good house here.
Yeah.
Come on.
Good house.
Oh, how you doing?
It's the gangster house.
Oh, Jesus.
Yeah, there's some shady
Big gangster.
characters there.
You're sitting next to one of them.
I was talking about chat.
So you've been flying the Nano, the Evo Nano, right, Chris? How do you like it so far?
Yeah, I've been flying it all right. I love it. It's got its bugs. It's got its little quirks, but I'm really enjoying it. I mean, for what I've put it through, it's made it. So, I mean, every flight I've had with that thing pretty much has been. I've had some good temperature days, but majority of them have been pretty damn cold and always windy. Always windy. I've had one calm day, I think, where I had consistent, steady speeds with it, but majority of them, it fights that wind hard. But I've been really kind of putting it at the limit of the speed setting. So
Yeah,
or the rating.
The weather here sucks. I haven't been doing hardly any flying here.
Yeah, we got a nice snowstorm coming supposedly, so I'll be out in that.
Hey, Chris, Johnny said that you guys got an update today for that Nano Plus.
Yeah, I was talking to Johnny prior in chat from his video. Johnny, you said yours didn't ask you to. It didn't prompt you to update till you went to download photos.
Yeah, because the first when I first flew the first battery, I popped in at the I had brought it to the cemetery. We were doing some work out there, and I was just kind of hanging out, and and then when I went to start fooling with the pictures, it made me update. So yeah, that was kind of strange.
Was that first battery fully charged?
As far as I know, yeah.
Yeah, that's weird. As soon as I popped it in, I updated the app first and popped that
my
in.
app updated automatically, but yeah, that was a firmware, but I didn't see what it I didn't see a list of what it was supposed to,
because it was a mandatory update.
I got you.
That's what you'll get on the mandatory update, which I don't like. I like to know.
It took about 15 minutes to do it. Yeah.
Yeah, mine was about 15 minutes as well. If they did the things they were supposed to do, in talking to Ken here a few times prior to the firmware updates, things that were supposed to be updated on it were SD card formatting, gimbal tilt, disconnect issue. For those that were having this disconnect, which I was having occasionally whenever it would only be when I would go into settings. And Ken had the same problem because he was out flying his and it was just hovering. He had no control whatsoever. It disconnected. It didn't even do a disconnect failsafe to return to home. And he showed me a video. He said, there it is. It's up above, and on his tailgate or his trunk or whatever, he had his controller just sitting there, and said he was just going to wait for the battery to get low and hope it landed. So the first question I asked him, I said, did you happen to be in the settings prior to that and then it disconnected? He said that is exactly how it played out. So he had it happen exactly how I've had it happen, except I was never in the air the two times it happened to me.
Yeah, see, I didn't have.
Well, that's weird.
I still get that SD card error. Sometimes on the first battery it didn't do it, but when I popped the second battery, it said no SD card, so you have to turn the drone off.
Yeah, see, I wasn't getting it that way. My SD card was fine every time. The problem I had with the SD card is I could not let it do I couldn't format it through the app. So if I formatted it with it in the quad, then I'd go put it in my Mac and it would be unrecognizable. So then I'd have to format it on the Mac and it would work perfectly fine. So that I'm going to try again. I'm going to format it, pop it in, and then see if it says unrecognizable.
As far as flying and the characteristic, the camera seems really good, and I haven't had any. I'm new to the Sky app and new to Autel in general, so I'm still kind of fidgeting with the app a lot and just kind of taking my time.
Right.
So yeah, flight characteristics. They did good. Flight control. Right. I can't complain with that whatsoever. Thank God they got that one right out of the box. But
they did that better than the older model, the old Evo 2, right? The original Evo 2.
Evo 2, the original one, started out real bad as far as flight control. I remember when I first got that thing, it really wanted to crab. They didn't fix that crab walk or flight for a good while, to the point where once they fixed it, I was having problems flying straight because I was so used to compensating that stick, and then they fixed it, and it was a habit for me because I was flying that drone constantly, So
Right.
I got so used to doing it. So hopefully they keep the flight control where it's at. I think some people are still having some problems with crabbing, but I don't really notice it on mine.
I haven't noticed it. I really haven't. I mean, it seems very smooth in the air and locked in pretty good.
The only time I notice it with mine, one thing I noticed is holding the controller. I do tend, the way my hand is, I do tend to try to push the stick towards the upper left. And it's just because I think the length of my fingers with a smaller controller, my thumb's got to stay pretty bent. And it naturally wants to straighten out, and I end up kind of going to the upper left. So that goes back to what I said in the very beginning when I first held it. I wish they made this part a little bit longer so you could have your hand a little lower. But I mean, that just...
Let me ask you something. With that firmware update that we were talking about, was there not a change log on it?
No, just on the app. The app had the change log. Generally, if I recall, they very rarely have mandatory ones, and I think you're just going to really see this in the beginning. The other ones will be optional updates, but when it's a mandatory update, they really don't tell you what it is.
Yeah.
Wow, really?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah,
That's
it's
what
just...
I never.
That's
really,
why I asked you earlier, Johnny, on the phone. I said,
Yeah, I didn't see it. Yeah, and
I
I
have
mean,
no idea.
it was mandatory, yeah, because it didn't give you an option really.
Yeah, and I take screenshots of everything prior to updates. I take a screenshot of all my versions, the interface, everything. And then when it updates, I take a screenshot of what it says. And yeah, it said absolutely nothing. Now, I think a lot of it's going to correspond with what we saw in the app. One of them was the no fly zones, and everybody's freaking out on that, saying, well, throws that out the window. I'm not going to buy it because it has no fly zones. That's not what that is.
It's just warnings, right?
They're required. They're required. They have to do this now, and that's exactly what it is. You're going to get a prompt. It's going to say, you're in a no-fly zone, and I don't know what zones it's focusing on, because I'm in not a no-fly zone, but I mean I'm at a helicopter pad, and it always reminds me. And with Autel, it never does. So I'll be interested to see if it tells me I'm flying near a helipad. So
do you think they're going to keep those warnings, or do you think they're going to end up coming out with something like where you have to unlock like DJI?
I would say that Autel wants to keep those warnings as prompts that you can just say, "Yep, I agree. Fly at my own risk. You told me." That's what it should be all about. Yeah. Yep, you told me about it, just like mom and dad telling you not to do this or that when you're little, and then you make the decision to listen to them or not.
Yeah,
That's the way it should be. People should fly responsible or whatever.
The night Randall was on, he touched base on that, because they had just, some of that was, he said, unless they was forced to. Of course, he's not there no more, but unless they're forced to, they were going to just try to.
I have a weird feeling that they're going to end up, their geozones are going to end up on all of them.
It's hard to say right now. Yeah, I mean, it's hard. It's hard to say, and I mean, I really don't know what some of these companies are going to do. I really can't. I don't know how well it's going to work when it comes down to like the FEMIs and the Hubsons and stuff.
With remote ID.
Yeah,
I have a feeling it's going to bankrupt quite a few.
It's going to hurt. Yeah,
absolutely.
Yeah. Kmart drone sales are going to fall. Kmart, Walmart, whatever it is. But yeah, I mean, it's gonna make a big change, but I think it should just. I've always been against the forced issues of DJI, although I love DJI and I'll continue to buy their stuff. But this is what I love about Autel, and I hope it stays that way. It's just.
Fortunately, I've never had any problems unlocking. I've never gotten into the issue.
It depends. Yeah, and it for a lot of people that really hate it, I think it's just more knowledge. I think they just feel like it told me I can't fly, and then I can't fly. They don't know what they can do to get out of that. Yeah. And for some, they just find out. I mean, they probably just feel that it's a inconvenience. Like, I don't want to do it, but really, it doesn't take long.
How do you like
I
the
personally
controller?
like to just get out there and fly. Like, I don't want to deal with any of that myself. I just want to get out there and fly. You know,
Yeah,
there's
people, well,
time.
people like us know what we're doing, rules, regular safety wise, and shit like that. You know, I don't see a problem with us getting out there and just flying and not having to worry about that crap. But some
Yeah.
people that don't
some
know any
people-
better, I
They
don't
may
know.
do it anyway, or get it where they can,
That might be.
bypass it or
It's like the
something,
15-year-old kid that wants to put his, one of his brand new drone into an airport tarmac.
Yeah.
You know, who knows?
Yeah. Yeah.
How do you like that controller, Chris?
I like it. I'm getting used to the feel of it. Like I said, it's just for my hands. My fingers are longer, and I feel like I'm on top of the sticks a little bit too much. But I mean, I'm also used to that big square brick that we have of the Air 2S, where my thumb placement is perfect on those. It's going to probably bother me if I do long range, which eventually, with weather permitting, when I get a better temperature, I'm definitely going to do some range flights and see how far I can push the battery. That's when it definitely will bother me.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. That controller has the silicone grips on the sides, right?
Yeah. It's a textured type silicone. It's not.
Yeah,
it's
I
not like
like
those. Those silicone skins you can put on. I've got it on my Air 2S one. That's like real slick. This has got a nice textured grip.
It really does.
Cool.
It's a great controller.
Yeah.
It's heavy.
But yeah, I like it. I'm so happy there's no buttons on the back because I'll hit those buttons every time.
Yeah.
So
Wasn't that an issue with the other one?
Oh, it still is with me.
But it's a shame that they didn't put the placement for the sticks on there.
I can't believe that. Yeah,
They should have done that.
am.
They should have done that.
I mean, yeah.
Weird,
I don't know what
man.
it entails inside if it's that tightly constructed inside, but I mean, they made a dummy port for the plug, but nothing for the sticks.
Weird.
Yeah, it is kind of crazy.
And the deal with putting them in the back.
That's
Ken
questionable.
nailed it today.
I'm not going to do that. It's going to waddle out.
Well, somebody did just get lucky and say, "Hey, you know what? This is a good place to put them. It's not made for them. There's screws in there. That is for where your antenna slider is."
They won't stay in there.
I
They'll
don't
fall
see
off.
it. I don't see it hurting anything because it is super tight, and as long as once you put it in there, you're creating a thread in that plastic. So once you've done that, as long as you stay within that thread, I mean, it's locked tight. Like, it's not coming out. It's going to take a good hit to, I think, wallow that out, but it can happen. It can definitely happen.
Those are plastic threads, right? Those are not metal.
Those are
but they
plastic.
can one out, right?
Yeah.
They can one out.
Yeah, they can. It's a hard plastic. I don't know if you guys know, like, UHMW material. It's a very hard plastic.
Yeah.
We work with that a lot at work, and it's harder than that. It's a hard plastic.
How does it fit in the bag with the sticks on?
I won't put it in the bag with
No,
sticks
you
on,
can't.
dude.
No.
No, your potentiometer is gonna go to trash if you do that.
That's why I wanted to know how much room is in
they
there.
They instantly fold.
Okay, that's a problem.
I can't stand these. I can't stand them. They're nice
hard
bags.
Case, hard case. Here we come.
But
now Dobo is working on something with
he'll come up with
doing
something.
that.
Yeah, he said it. My first live talking about it. He jumped in the chat and said, "Working on it."
Yeah.
Well, if you tap those same little screws and then put something, the metal in there, like a female, and then you can screw into that with the sticks, that would be okay, because you wouldn't be unscrewing from that plastic every time.
Yeah, but on the same note, like what he had said is they are sticking out, so you still have the potential. I mean, these sticks can break. I mean, they're brass threads. So having a nice flush place a garage, if you will, that they push into, like you have on. I mean, even Hubson does it, for crying out loud. Hubson, Femi, they've all done it. That was a disappointment that they couldn't do that on this.
Hell, even Potensic did it.
Yeah. So
mean,
I'm looking forward to see what Ken comes up with. I really am.
Yeah.
Yeah, he comes up with some good stuff, man.
Right now, my oops, there we go again. My biggest storage is a Ziploc baggie.
That's it.
Stick them in the Ziploc baggie. I shove them down in the pocket, and then that's that.
Wait,
So-
who did a video where there was he placed the sticks somewhere else on that controller?
Oh God, that
Oh.
was Captain Drone. I don't.
Oh yeah, Captain Jones. He put them right between by the antenna.
Well,
and then
not
yeah,
only
closed them
that, he
shut.
wrapped his antenna around like this, and then said, "Well, I can just stick them in there," and they stick. Well, that doesn't hold them. They just if it pushes up any, they're out. I
Yeah,
would
they're gone.
never do that. I was a little hard on him in my comment in his video. Not disrespectful at all, but
Well, that was
His
another
rev-
video that missed a lot of editing.
well, his reviews on products, anything that I've touched base on, I'm not saying everybody has this problem, but so far everybody that has this drone that I've spoken to, which is about 5 people, have at least one of the problems that I've found on it.
Yeah.
And these are the things he'll skirt and dance around. And I just flat out said, you missed some very key points here. And I think I get it. I think I understand you do it because it gives your videos longer life, legs to stand on. Once these firmware updates come along and these things are fixed, you don't have to come along with a video to say, here's an update on the latest firmware update if he doesn't want to, because that video still stands because he never showed them in the first place. And he admitted it in his response to me on that video. So, but that's one thing that bothers me about his videos. He does incredibly well reviews. Like he covers it all.
Yeah.
But he keeps it on the side where he purposely leaves things out. There's no way he didn't see some of these issues, especially the difference between normal and sport mode on his was just one number.
Lon said, Chris is on his way to the Captain Drone shadow ban. Captain Drone shadow ban Lon. He's shadow banned him. You can't see his comments anymore.
Probably. And there's so many snowflake channels, and I'm not calling Captain Drone a snowflake, but I'm saying there's so many freaking channels out there. You just make that little constructive criticism. I mean, if you go to that video and you read my comment, there was no disrespect in there whatsoever, and I was like, bravo to you on the video. You did a great job covering everything. I just I reviewed his review. And if he can't take that and that he has to shadow that, then, I mean, there's so many other channels that do that. It's like, God, all you want is, yay, attaboy, good job. It's just same old stuff with a lot of channels.
Yeah, that's another problem.
So Lon, are you in that room? Are you in the timeout room?
Yes,
I think
he
he
is.
So I might be joining him in that room.
And like he said right there, it's a total one and done style review. There is no secondary review on the same drone. Never.
Right.
Yeah, and that's exactly what I was saying in my comment. It's just this is going to give this will give that video legs for a long time.
Yep.
So
Yeah.
and I
Definitely
get
do
that. I
long-term
get
reviews on
that,
the
but
same
I
drone.
feel like you need to be pointing out these issues, because my other point in that comment was newbies that fork over the money for this, or even pilots that aren't that experienced, they're going to find some problems. They're going to have some problems they can't get out of. I mean, I get into a disconnect situation, I'm better equipped to handle it. A newbie,
Right.
no. That might be their first and last flight.
Yeah.
Yeah. That's always been my issue, is people not telling the truth, and then you get a pilot that gets something and he finds out it's a piece of shit and it ruins the hobby for him.
Yeah. And then here I am. I'm just reporting what I'm finding, and I'm not. And the other thing I don't do is I don't sell a product. I will not share an affiliate link until I say, you know what? Now I'm 100% comfortable saying you can go buy this, or you can use my link.
The right way to do it.
But me telling my side and And Chad's, using Chad as an example. I used Ken as an example a few times. Instantly, it's funny how people go to, oh yeah, you're just a DJI fanboy. You're just saying this, to make DJI look good. I'm not even so much comparing this to the Mini 2 because you really can't. You really can't. It's already a step above.
Maddie and I talked about that. Yeah, it's really not a fair comparison.
You can only compare when a Mini 3 comes out. That's the time when you'll be able to compare.
Absolutely. Yeah.
I mean, if you want to compare it to anything, maybe an Air 2.
Yeah. Exactly.
Other than that, you don't like the fact when people, we just talked about this last week, when people come in and say their first comment is, yeah, that Nano Plus blows the Mini 2 out of the water, man. Well, no shit. It's supposed to. Yeah. The specs, the spec sheets, everything it's supposed to, and it's 2 years newer.
I was going to say the tech value there is completely different as well. So I did a comparison of the two, and I wanted to get the flights so dead on to make it almost like it's coming from the same camera, and try to get them back to back so the sun's not changing with the clouds or anything like that. Well, I did my flight perfect with the Mini 2 because that was the first flight. Then the challenge was taking the Nano and making that exact same flight, same exact height, trying to get the gimbal at the same exact tilt, fly that exact same path, memorizing what tree I went over, what building I went over, and so forth. So it took me like 3 flights to nail it, and it was almost just dead on. But what happened in that time was I was in the cold a lot longer with the Nano, and then that's when that gimbal stiffened up on me. That third video, when I nailed it and got it perfect, all you see is in the video. Yep. It's constant waves, and that's the other thing is people that are complaining about that gimbal. I mean, you either gotta accept the fact that it's just not happy with the cold temperatures, or you better be warming it up before your flight, because it'll definitely give you one good flight before you get that. But if you're standing there out in the cold with it for a good while and then you send it, you're gonna get those. Like Marcus getting those.
Chris, does that act about the same as the DJI in the cold, or because I've never.
I think the DJI gimbal does better in the cold.
Because it was like 72 degrees today, even here. So now it's going to be cold Sunday night, but it's I never.
And see, I think your temperatures, I think you should be okay. So I really I would really be interested in following all your flights and definitely seeing something a little more long and straight, just so we can just sit there and really focus on the flight, just flying straight, and see if you get any of that. But like Marcus getting it, the one thing I would love to point out to him, if I could comment on a damn video, I'm in that room on his channel. He's standing there in front of the camera for 20 minutes talking. This is cold. It's cold now. He's out there. He's in very cold temperatures. This baby needs to be in the car, keep it nice and warm, wrap it in a blanket, do your talking, and then get out there and fly it. And I think you'll probably see better video quality on his videos.
What about starting it up and just letting it sit for a few before you... because it does have a warm-up time, doesn't it?
That wouldn't hurt either. I don't know if it's necessarily a warm-up time. It doesn't say it's warming up or anything like that. One thing it does say is gimbal initializing. As long as it sits, you're going to get gimbal initializing repetitive. It'll do it periodically. Yeah. But once you get up and fly, of course, it's not going to do that. The other thing I wanted to point out too, though, is starting this thing, Johnny. When you have it setting down, watch it when it starts. That gimbal hits. So whenever I start mine, I always hold it up.
Really? It hits?
Yeah, it just touches. Just touches. Like if you put it on a hardwood table, you'll hear it touch. So keep that in mind, because obviously that's going to affect that calibration when it starts up. I don't know if it causes a problem, but it's just something I noticed. So I always make sure I hold it up and just kind of hold it nice and steady and flat.
Oh, Lon flew his Mavic 3 in 11 degrees of sub-zero wind chill. Wow.
Yeah.
Yeah, and I think the bigger your quad, at least this is what I found, like my bigger quads, they don't have an issue with the gimbals in the cold. Bigger the quad, bigger the dampers, they're going to take the colder temperatures better. Smaller the quad, smaller the dampers, that's going to stiffen almost to a plastic. So, and I forgot who it was that pointed it out, but I think it was also Captain Drone. These back two that are down here, they're just kind of like I don't know, it looks like just more of a rubber band. I could see those being the issue of why we're getting it's a completely different damper than what I'm used to seeing. It's not that typical. It almost looks like those tiny little rubber bands when you had braces that you popped into your mouth.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, it's just a little tiny.
Lon
tiny
said the
little rubber
Femi
ring.
X8 Mini does the same thing. It taps the ground when on startup. I didn't know that.
Yeah, these minis are so low to the ground.
Yeah.
They really do get extremely close.
I
So.
never start any of my drones on the ground anyways. I just start them in my hand. I always do.
Yeah,
you
I've
love doing
I've always started on a flat of surface as possible because some like the Hubsons, the older Hubsons,
Yeah,
anyhow,
like the
trained
Hubsan,
me to
that's
do
different.
that.
Yep.
Like your 501s, you always wanted all those little drones you wanted to start on a flat surface because
Yeah.
they did an initialization of their IMU basically.
Yep.
And if you started them crooked, you were going to get a wonky flight out of them.
Yeah.
So I think it's more habit. I don't know that I have to do that with today's quads, but I still just do it. I find the closest area that looks fairly level. I set it and start it there. But with these guys, I'll hold it up and I just keep them steady and level.
That's the one thing I've never had an issue with is startup with my DJI in my hand and having issues with the flight characteristics. I've never had any problems with it. Although it could have just gotten lucky. I know you're supposed to start them on flat level grounds, but something about these DJI quads and their IMUs, man. You know, and if it's wrong, if there's something off, it'll tell you. It'll tell you to do it, to do the calibration. I've never had to do it once.
Yeah.
So,
I'd like to welcome B
Wayne.
Wayne Nano Lee. B Wayne, yeah, B Wayne Nano.
Yeah, he's got the Nano too. I think
Does it?
he might have got the Nano in the light.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
I have the light on the way, and damn that Ken. He's
persuasive.
Well, I was gonna hold out for the white. The white's not even. They're not even talking about the white being back in circulation for a month.
You talking about his comments about the white and gray?
And then him talking about the white and gray. So I had already ordered the gray, and I ordered it through him. And so after that, I was like, I said, now you got me wanting to change my color to orange. And so I might actually see if they'll switch it over to orange. Only because the videos I've seen with the light, I think I am going to like that quad so much that I will sell the Evo 2. As much as that quad means to me, sentimental reasons, I think I'll probably sell that quad if I like the light the way I think I'm going to like it. So then I was thinking, well, I should probably just get an orange if I'm going to be getting rid of the Evo 2. So...
Well, the thing is it's very smooth. It's very smooth on the top. Like, I mean, it definitely.
Yeah.
If it was
Cancel,
textured,
you
a
can
little
see
bit,
scratches. Easily scratches. You can see the scratches. Is that you guys have seen
Well,
that
I mean,
too?
I haven't, but it could.
So far, mine hasn't gotten. It's not no dirty fingerprints or marks or anything like that. I mean, I think I've been flying it in so much wind, nothing can stick to it. But I mean, I do take and clean my drones from time to time with wipes, like sanitary wipes.
Yeah, I do that. I do that too. I use
because they will get some discoloration, some dirtiness to them. So
yeah,
I spit on
The
it.
magic eraser. The magic eraser works really well too on drones.
Yeah, there you go. There you go.
Okay, so Lon said DJI drones don't reinitialize the IMU every startup.
Yeah.
I did not know that. Well, that's why I've never had any issues starting it in my hand.
Well, yeah, and that's a good thing that they don't reinitialize that every time.
Absolutely.
That's where people were having problems in the older days with the Hubsons and stuff because they were reinitializing, and if you're not holding it properly, then you're gonna have a bad
See,
IMU.
the cool part with the 501 SS is if I plugged it in my hand, after I set it down, I could always just do throttle stick to the right and then wiggle the right stick, and it throws it into IMU calibration.
Mm-hmm.
You know, so it made it so much easier. I still have that quad, man. I
can't believe you remember that.
Yeah. And then if the left stick, you put the throttle stick to the left and then wiggle the right stick, and it puts it into compass calibration.
Huh.
Yep. I have it bound to my Jumper T-Lite FPV radio. So I fly it with my FPV. I don't fly it that often anymore. It just sits there. Looks cute on the wall. I'll never get rid of it, though. It was my first brushless drone ever. My very first brushless drone.
You got the new T-Lite coming now.
Yeah, no, the T Pro. Yeah, I ordered it about an hour ago. Yep, the Jumper T Pro radio I ordered.
That's something to get used to with those switches now, that they're different.
Well, I already know how it's gonna work out. The two momentaries are gonna be arming. That's it.
Yeah.
That's all it's for. But the Crossfire module I have on the back. When I take this off, I accidentally snap one of the pins on the module bay.
Shit.
So now I can't take this off or the pin will fall, and then I'm screwed. So
you didn't try to resolder the pin. I think you could try to resolder the pin.
I probably could, but I said screw it. I want that Jumper T Pro anyways, so I ordered it.
See, Uncle Bill is in the house.
Man.
Hey guys, hold on. How many people we got in chat?
Hell if I know. I can't.
35.
I'm not on YouTube.
You got 37?
Yep.
And I see only 10 likes. Come on, people.
What the heck, man?
I want
So
Go home. We're ending the show. Go home.
I have
go
a
home.
question. I have a question for Chris. How often is that Evoke seeing daylight?
It's not, man.
Damn it!
I did have one. Okay, I already told you about the one where I gave it camouflage.
Yeah.
Remember, it was covered. Like I took it to the sink and I took the jet spray and I washed the whole thing like it was in a frickin' car wash. And you wouldn't believe what came out of it. It was just filth. So had it set and dried out and everything. It was perfectly fine. But I'll just give you an example. I mean, I went back out and here's the battery. I don't know how well you can see.
Ooh,
that's mud.
Thanks, B-Wayne.
It's all dirt. So that's how it's going. That's how it's going.
What, you just dump it into a pile of crap?
I'm trying to master those two trees.
Oh yeah, buddy. Yeah.
So I'm having fun with it. I will not be ready in the spring to really do anything with it because I think now I've decided, you know what, I'm just going to let it. It's going to go stay up on that wall, and come spring, dedicate my time to that because I've been putting so much time in the Nano, and then the light's coming here hopefully soon. I'll be putting a whole bunch of time into that, and just get back in the old swing of things like I used to do on my channel, where I'm actually reviewing stuff and not fixing stuff.
Yeah.
So, and I've been enjoying it. So,
good.
Good to hear. So you guys hear about the new? Let's talk about the new DJ. Not the DJ. The Hdzero with DV Math. They've come out with not yet. The goggles haven't come out yet, but I guess they're going to be coming out with these goggles, and they're at 1080 with 2000 nits on them. So they're by DV Math.
So these are supposed to be digital.
It's a camera that's compatible with that too.
So actually, John got the camera today, and he installed it, and he showed me a picture. Not bad. The camera looks really good.
Are those digital?
Digital.
Okay.
HD.
Digital.
So we'll see what happens, because you guys remember we talked about these orcas here.
Now,
remember?
Yeah, those ones are like the $500. How are the others?
I have no clue what the price is on these. I have no clue what the price is on these, Chris.
Because see, like I'm already committed to the DJI setup. Then you go to that, you got to commit to that. There'd be no way I'd switch over, because you'd have to switch over to the camera and then the goggles.
Yeah, well, DJI is on top right now, but between the HD Zeros and the Orcas now, they're saying that the HD Zeros could be better, like better than the Orcas. That's what I'm hearing. So I
Orca's
don't know.
got a long
We'll
way
see.
to go with the digital.
Yeah.
Trust me. HD0 does too. You look at a picture side by side of HD0 and DJI, and it's not even a freaking choice.
Yeah,
Just
DJI
saying.
is gonna be on top. Well, we'll see what happens. We'll see. I mean,
We'll see.
you know, like we all like to see these companies succeed, right? To come out with something different, but
Yeah.
we'll see. We'll see.
Yeah, and having the variety,
Yeah.
variety to where 2 or 3 of them are fairly equally matched, and that's where it's exciting, of course, with Alltel, because they're the closest one that can come out with this right here with all the added. Hubson tried, they failed at it. Plus, they added this extra fan, which is huge. And Johnny, I mean, now that you've been out flying yours, you're not getting. You feel the temperature? It's like nothing.
No, yeah, absolutely.
It
Yeah,
stays so cool.
Yeah, and I've been flying the last 3 days. I'm really sunny, and it's only 70 or 72 degrees, but yeah.
So yeah,
The little Xenos or whatever came out with that obstacle avoidance. I mean, that kind of just went away. You don't even hear any more about it. You know what I mean?
Yeah, and even if they iron out stuff with that quad, it's always going to have that heat issue, and electronics are going to fail. It's not a longevity quad.
Right. Absolutely.
That's a pretty...
But back to what you guys are saying with the goggles and stuff. That's my point. There is, it's just
awesome.
Nice to see people that can compete with DJI.
Right.
You know,
right.
They're trying.
They're
trying.
It's hard. It's hard.
It is.
It is.
I mean, that comment Lon just made. These companies have to bring more to the table than just the comment, "We're not DJI," and that's the big thing, because they'll people will say they're not. That's not DJI. It's competition. But if you look at them side by side comparison with something DJI, and you wonder why DJI is at the top.
Mm-hmm.
They're just that hard to catch.
Yeah.
So, they got the money too to spend to do it.
Joshua Bardwell did a video of the HD0 side by side with DJI digital on it with a color chart in front of the camera. It's not even questionable,
Right?
Because they're not there. Nobody will be, not yet at least. I don't know.
Somebody already wants to buy my Evo too.
Really? Somebody in the chat probably.
Somebody in the chat wants to buy my Evo 2. Actually, I think he's mentioned it once before. If I ever want to sell it, and I'll let that baby go at a good price too.
Watch. I'm gonna guess who it is right now.
I think I know who it is.
Hold on.
No, maybe not, because he's getting a light. Oh no, he's not getting a light. Never mind. He doesn't have the light. Okay. Yeah, I think I do know who it is.
Charles.
It ain't me.
I think it's Charles getting it.
I don't even see him in here. He obviously heard me say it.
Well, you said he was in the chats.
No, I mean that's what I mean. I don't see him in the chat, but he texted me.
So you gotta be listening.
But I don't see him right now. He has to be here, because this is the only place I just said it. This is the first time I've said it.
He probably is. Well, what do you have with that combo, Chris?
I've got a pretty big ND filter package from Freewell. They sent me all the filters for that, which they just sent me all the filters for the Nano and for the Lite as well. But I've got the filters, I've got 3 batteries, I've got the hard case, the Alltel hard case. Not a lot of extras, but I mean it was the biggest package you could buy. So.
So when do you think we'll see that Mini 3, Chris?
I don't know.
Sometime in 2002. What do you think? And what do you think it'll look like? I'm thinking it'll look like maybe a mini version of that Mavic 3.
I do too.
Maybe.
Probably.
Yeah, I would say it's probably pretty likely they would follow that footprint.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think so. Troy,
whatever keeps it at that 249. That's what it's gonna be.
Right.
Bill said it's 50 degrees.
They can do it, dude.
Bill said it's freezing in Florida.
It's well, it's 50 where he is. It's 60 where I am, but I still have a jacket on. It's cold to me. I don't want to hear it. You guys that live up in this, you're used to this crap. So in the morning, what's it supposed to? Oh, it's 50. Yeah. Oh, Monday it's supposed to be 48. Now I got to break out the winter coats.
Oh.
Yeah, right now here it is 22. That's not bad.
Props
It's like
off.
almost like it's like the same temperature here almost.
I have organized a multi-GP whoop race, and I can't freaking wait. Where did you organize it at? That would be cool to do, bro. Would you do that? That would be so much fun. I love flying that little whoop. I'd like to build one, but I love flying that little Tiny Hawk too.
I agree, Mike Kenny. Anybody with these packing all this stuff into these minis now, I think the fan is a must. That was the downside for Hubson. Hubson needed a fan in that baby.
Yes.
They're all going to do it now. Watch. They're all going to do it, and all the drones are going to be so small. Future of the drones are going to be small with fans and all that, and more technology into it now. Watch. Just watch what they're going to do.
I hope everybody doesn't just totally focus on small because, I mean, I enjoy this. I enjoy these minis, but they're not my quad of choice. Like, I much rather be out there with the Air 2S or, something bigger. So that's
I remember that
I'm
flight you
looking forward to
did, Chris, when you flew the Mini 2 and you crashed it, you lost it, and that thing held up. You found it by the rocks or something, by the river.
I found every piece that came off of it.
Wait, what was wrong with it? I thought it was just
the lens.
the
lens
ND filter that came
the
off.
ND filter came off, and the lens shot right out of it. And I got lucky, and the sun was reflecting right off that lens and the rocks. And I looked down. I'm like, it was it. I ended up putting a brand new one in it. It wasn't scratched or anything, but I did a video on it where I put the new lens in it, and then and the belly was cracked on it too, right at the the power button. So I replaced that as well. So I put videos out on that, but I mean it was a quick, simple repair, and it's been perfectly fine since.
Hey,
that did the same thing as my night flight with the Nano. I did return to home. It flew back to its previous takeoff point, and then in that night flight, I don't know if you guys watched it and saw me say, you know what, I'm just going to show you guys what happens when I hit return to home, because normally when I hit return to home, even in wind, it's like it kicks into a higher speed. And I hit return to home, and I'm stuck. Like, I couldn't move. I wasn't even going a meter a second. I was barely going half a meter a second. The video underneath, nothing was moving, and I'm like full stick forward. So I said, I'm just going to hit return to home and show you guys something. And then all of a sudden you just see this. And I'm watching it. it. I said, something's not right here. Is it going to take its flight path back home or what? Like, is this a new feature of Autel? But I canceled it out. Or who knows where it would have gone. So,
yeah, drifting away.
Yeah, that was a wild video, bro.
I was so lucky in that video, but you know what? It was fun. That was a lot of fun, and I really thought putting that video out, I am going to get trashed, and I have not had one negative comment. Everybody received that video very well. Like, I really thought people were going, "You're so irresponsible, and you shouldn't have been out there doing all the drone police," but. It's been a good video so far.
Let me tell you, man. Oh man, YouTube.
I was actually disappointed I didn't have to emergency land. I was looking forward to emergency landing it somewhere dark, and then hopping in my car and driving down there and going and getting it. But
somebody's backyard, huh, Matty?
Yeah, right. Hey, you gotta do what you gotta do.
Yeah.
Yep. Absolutely. So, what else do we got? I think that's it. That's all the news we got.
Have you guys been talking any about the Skydio?
I'm not really too much into the Skydio, Chris. I don't know. That's not. It's just.
I'm just waiting to see somebody break those antennas. I think that is the worst design they could have come up with for
They
antennas.
stick out. They stick out too much, right? Like they stick out if you're trying to get through something.
I mean, they stick out. It's hard plastic, no flex,
They will
nothing.
hit.
They should
Well,
have done some screw-ons or something with some flex antennas.
I think it'll.
Or
I don't
built
think
in
it'll
somewhere.
break in flight. I think they'll break due to somebody hitting something with them, or like if you're walking with it in your hand and you smack the antenna on something by accident, snap,
Yeah, yeah.
done.
But I
don't
also
think
think
get that close to something.
I also think that if you do happen to miss that wire, just miss that wire, I mean, that right there is something
And
to
it
to
taps
clock
on.
it,
That would-
you know,
that
because
would
I mean, I've
suck.
come extremely, I've hit wires. So, I mean, that thing is incredible at saving itself. I've hit wires a few times and it won't go down. It's like, and it just stabilizes. But like those right there, I mean, it's like, you would think that would want to flip it over.
Yeah, that's wild. Watch out.
But they're giving you the
Sure.
option. I mean, with the upgrade, firmware update, you can almost do the same thing as the newest one, right, Chris?
Yeah, I think the biggest thing is the range with the antennas
range,
that you're not going to have, but
Right.
you will have some of the other features in the upgrade. So that I was so happy to see, because I'm like, well, I have no reason to want that. I mean, because I love mine. But like Lon says, and Maddie, you've said it, it's a one-trick pony for me. For others,
is.
it's not. For others,
It is.
they have more uses, especially now with this update. But for me, it's definitely a one-trick pony. Well, two tricks. It's strictly to follow me. Somebody comes over to the house. Hey, you want to see something cool? Go run around the yard with this. You know, and then attaching my beacon to a drone. That is the funnest thing to do with that, because that's where I have range. Wherever that other drone will go, that Skydio will go too. So just don't disconnect. That's no fun. I had to disconnect once and that Skydio sat there and hovered. I had to go find it with the Air 2S
Wow.
and re-pick up that signal and say, come on now, and have it follow me back. That's scary.
Damn.
Oh,
Yeah, so I
Lord.
guess you don't have to worry about range issues if you have the beacon attached.
It'll
to
just
another
keep on
drone.
following. It'll
Yeah.
keep on following. Yep.
That's true. So it will
Yes,
go
sir.
just as far as your Air 2S will go.
Yeah, so for me, for my little tricks with it, I love it. I love it, doing those type of things.
Yeah.
I thought about it when it first came out, and then you know what? And then I used Active Track on my Air 2S when I first bought it, and that was the last time I used it. Now I don't have anything follow me, so
Yeah.
I said, nah, I'm good.
And I'm not a big follow me person either. It's just that right there. And I think the big thrill of that is you have no idea what footage it created until you pull that
yeah.
SD card. That is the part I find amazing, because it's like sometimes it really gives itself some nice cinematic shots. You know, or you go through a tree and there that bad boy is waiting for you on the other end, and then you see how it took that tree and it actually made it a really nice shot. It's not just hurry up, I got to get to the other side. It actually kind of makes a nice little pan. It does a good job. I like it, and I have no complaints with the camera. I know a lot of people are like, the camera's no good on it. I'm not that picky with cameras. I think the camera's perfectly fine with it.
I'm not a picky person with cameras either. I can't see the little details like other people can.
As long as they're not extremely sensitive, oversensitive to like sun flares and things like that, I'm not picky at all. You know, like that Hubsan Xeno 2, you couldn't
Oh
even.
God, yeah, that was
couldn't have the
Oh
sun
my
out.
gosh.
Period.
terrible. That was one of the
Forget
reasons
it.
why I didn't like it.
That was
I
a
ended
cloudy
up-
day drone.
I didn't sell.
Yeah.
I sold it because of that. That was one of the reasons I got rid of it. But I sold it to Drone Fisher, Kevin. You know him.
It's
on-
fine with filters on it. I mean, it becomes very normal with filters on it, but you should be able to fly in a normal sun day, not pointing at the sun and not get those flares. And not pointing at the sun, you get them.
Yeah.
Yeah, it was. Yep. I that was an okay drone to fly. It was fun. It was all right. It was. I don't know. I mean,
It's definitely a fun quad to fly, and it's powerful.
yeah, it was very powerful. It was quick.
Yeah, so it was just the camera that was the worst part of it. The rest of the quad I was happy with.
Johnny, you gonna be doing any flying tomorrow?
Probably. I might
think
try
I'm
to
gonna-
get out early and get something. We could.
I think I'm going to take the Air 2S and the FPV quads to the beach because I owe Max Air 420 some building dives. So I think I'm going to go dive some.
Did you guys make a bet or something?
Nah, he did it in Miami, and I told him I wanted to do it, and he said, "Get out there and freaking do it." So I said, "Okay, I'll do it as soon as I can." So I think I'm going to do it tomorrow. Fort Lauderdale's got some massive buildings down there.
Yeah.
All
I'm
right,
gonna go
Maddie,
down
I'll
and
meet
dive
you
them.
there. I'll meet you there. I'll
There
take
you
the
go. There
flight.
you go.
All right, we'll meet you there.
Yeah.
Can one of you guys put me up for a couple months till spring? That would be nice. I need to get away from the cold.
I know. Tell me about it, because it's driving me nuts, dude.
I'm definitely eventually going to head south, like probably North Carolina.
I don't know how you guys do it. I don't know how you do the cold weather.
I mean, it's what I've always known. I mean, it was the same in Virginia. You know, growing up in Virginia, that was different when I was a kid. It was like the temperatures here and the snow all the time. Now in Virginia, you get like, you know, one snowstorm a year, and then the rest are just a couple inches. But it's always like 10, 15 degrees warmer there, and it's only 3.5 hours away is the funny thing.
Hey, you guys will be down here shortly. That April 2nd's coming quick.
Yeah.
Very quick.
Yeah, that's
have
going to
you-
come up real quick.
Have you been studying on your pilot institute course? No. You have one. You have your 107, right, Chris?
Mm-mm.
Oh no.
No.
All right. Yeah. Well,
So you,
I need to- I
Maddie,
need to
so you're
s-
saying that we're gonna be flying by the lake, by the ocean, by whatever it is over there? Oh shoot, dude, I'm scared of flying over there, man.
it's not
Oh,
that
you
bad.
can do it.
I hope it's not windy. God.
Oh man,
Oh,
I'm
that would
scared of
suck.
flying over there. I'm crashing the water. We gotta get Mark Fisher to go grab it for me.
It's
Look at this.
always pretty. It's always pretty windy though at the beach, huh, Maddie? I mean, pretty. Is it?
It's not bad.
It's not bad there.
It's not too bad. No, not right there because we're sitting about 1.5 miles off the beach.
I got you.
Surrounded by there's tree line that's covering between us and the beach and then buildings. So
Yeah, last
be
year.
all right.
Now, last year it was very windy.
I like that comment Akira Show made. I picture you as a Florida iguana in the cold. Does anybody know what happens to iguanas in the cold? They die.
I was going to say, don't they just, I
yeah.
thought they just kind of went into like a coma state, but I guess that's death.
Yeah, pretty much. They usually die.
Gotta
So
change the batteries. Shit.
thank you. I guess. I don't know if that was a good or bad thing, bro. I'm so confused. Down here, those
Oh
little
my
bastards
goodness.
are everywhere, bro. You're allowed to shoot them with BB guns.
Really?
Some people eat them.
Yeah, there's a lot in Florida, man. I mean, dude, we seen a lot of them when we went to Florida.
Tammy
everywhere.
says they fall out of trees. So
Yeah.
You'll watch them.
If there's a whole family of them, you can literally say it's raining iguanas.
It's raining iguanas. You can actually watch them. They just stiffen up and boom, they gone. He gone. They just drop.
Yeah, man.
Yeah.
I got the smoke detector right here. It's going off. I gotta change the batteries, dude. It's just decided to go off now. It's like
Get down.
change me. So I gotta change the batteries. But yeah, it's 9:33. We've been a little tiny bitty over an hour. So guys, if you are looking to get your 107 license, pilot license, I highly suggest you guys go check out Greg's course. It's one of the greatest courses you can take. It's at pilotinstitute.com. Check it out. Greg's a good dude, so
He's
get
awesome.
your
Bro.
license if you guys want to do any commercial work and stuff. So, yeah. But guys, it was fun. I got to get to change this stupid ass battery on the smoke detector because it's gonna piss me off all night because I won't be able to sleep. But hey,
You
Lex,
didn't
thank
change
you.
your battery at daylight savings time,
Yeah,
did
you got to
you?
change that daylight saving time. Yeah.
No,
That's coming
I
up.
didn't change it. Yeah. But Chris, I'd like to thank you for stopping by.
Hey
and,
guys,
sharing your
thanks for
experience
having
with
me
the Nano.
on, and see you guys all around. And Johnny, keep in touch with the Nano.
Yeah.
You got my number,
I'm
and
gonna try to put it up tomorrow a little bit, and get some more flights in.
Yeah,
looking
buddy.
forward
That's
to
right.
it.
Yeah.
Very
And
excited
don't
that you
forget,
got
guys,
that.
Go check out everyone else's channels. Check everyone else's live streams. If you guys need a schedule, Johnny has schedule made up for everyone. Just ask Johnny; he'll get it to you. Don't forget to check out Maddie's Drone World. He's on every Tuesday night at was it 7 or 6?
9:15.
Oh no,
Standard Time.
9:15. So it's like almost our time here, Central.
Yeah.
And Johnny Drone Flyer is on Wednesdays with Captain Ray Kelly. Fly for Fun show at 6 p.m. Central. And then Chris, when do you go live?
I go live whenever I just feel like I need to
Whenever
go
you feel
live.
like it, right?
No schedule.
So
No
Chris
schedule.
goes on whenever he feels like it.
Once or twice
So
a month.
keep an eye out, all right? And don't forget, we go on every Friday. So we'd like to thank everybody for popping in. Much love, fly safe, and happy flying. You guys have a good night.
And
Peace.
don't forget, guys, part 2's coming from the belt.
So we just got to say shit all the time.
So part 2,
You got to give us 2
time.
times.
Part 2 is the finished belt. So, guys, you guys are gonna love it.
Good night, everybody.
Serge, you always
Night,
screw up my
everyone.
flow, dude. You always got to screw up my ending. Peace.